know any child age 17 or younger being engaged in commercial sex acts is considered a victim of human trafficking under U.S. law? Did you know you can access state-specific statistics and information about trafficking on our website? Visit www.humantraffickinghotline.org. Did you know if your boss or employer has threatened you or your family with harm or deportation to keep you on the job, that could be labor trafficking? Did you know sex traffickers don't all look the same? There is no one kind of person who becomes a human trafficker. Did you know forcing someone to work to pay off a debt can be considered trafficking? Did you know any child age 17 or younger being engaged in commercial sex acts is considered a victim of human trafficking under U.S. law?
Wow. Alerted by the sound of gunfire and barking dogs, Dillinger slips out a back window. In the chaotic events that follow, an FBI agent is gunned down.
By the FBI.
Josh, some of the original bullet holes are in the window.
The criminals never fired anything. They just ran off.
Correct, it is.
It's no gunfight.
Oh, look at these.
Oh, man.
This lodge was just getting hammered.
Yes.
By the FBI. Christ.
And the FBI gets none of them?
None of them.
Except one of their own.
Over and over again.
Nightclub shooting that killed 49 people. He actually worked for the FBI. Sadiq Mateen was the father of Omar Mateen, that terrorist who murdered dozens of people in 2016 at that Orlando nightclub. Turns out the dad was working with the FBI as a confidential informant for over a decade, leading right up to the massacre. The dad sent money transfers to Afghanistan and Turkey before the shooting, while at the same time working for the Bureau. Multiple complaints were made against the son for being a terrorist sympathizer. He was connected to Al-Qaeda, but the FBI did nothing. The FBI has had rotten people in their network for years. One of their own informants was living with two of the 9/11 hijackers. Yet the two guys still managed to hit us on that terrible day. It gets worse. Remember the Parkland school shooting in Florida? Tips came in 6 weeks before the massacre, alerting the FBI that Nicholas Cruz was an armed and dangerous, likely school shooter ready to blow. The FBI never even followed up on the tip, and over a dozen innocent children died. The FBI basically dropped their investigation into the Las Vegas massacre after over a year of wasted time. Stephen Paddock, who shot and killed 60 people at a festival in Vegas, the deadliest mass shooting in U.S. history, and the FBI came up empty, and we never hear about it. Something isn't right there. The FBI was also heavily involved in the plot to kidnap Michigan Governor Whitmer. According to BuzzFeed, FBI informants played a huge role in engineering that plan. And then the lead FBI agent on the case, he was just popped for beating his wife after a swingers party. And what really happened with Hunter Biden's laptop? The FBI has had it for almost 2 years. Sat on it, nothing. Waters World doesn't want to hear any more apologies, no more suspensions without pay. We need to audit the FBI and clean house. We can't trust them. It's failed us, failed innocent women and children, cost lives and livelihoods, and nobody pays the price. It's the most incompetent and corrupt part of the
Corrupt to the core.
and that says a lot. In yet another story involving FBI corruption, Special Prosecutor John Durham charged Crooked Hillary's lawyer with lying to the FBI. The indictment's a window into how the Russia hoax got started. Basically, it started with Hillary. Hillary's paid political operative, a lawyer named Michael Sussman, provided the FBI with bogus material falsely tying Trump to Russia. Hillary's paid political operative, this lawyer, Michael Sussman, provided the FBI with this BS, basically, and then lied to the FBI and said he wasn't a paid political op. He hid that he was doing this for Hillary, leading the FBI to believe, this guy was just a concerned citizen, not motivated by politics. And remember when the DNC server was hacked? Sussman is the same lawyer who handled that hack. He refused to turn the hacked server over to the FBI for analysis, and then pinned the blame on Trump Russia. Notice a trend? It gets deeper. Sussman's a lawyer at the firm Perkins Co., or he was anyway. He just resigned. Perkins Co. is the same firm that Hillary used to pay for the fake dossier. The dossier was given to the FBI, remember, who used it to get a warrant to spy on Trump? So back to Durham's indictment. All summer and fall of 2016, Sussman, his firm, his tech contact, the Clinton campaign, leaked this bogus collusion material to the media, ginning up the Trump-Russia collusion hoax, claiming the Trump organization had a secret server back-channeling the Putin's favorite Russian bank.
Extensive electronic communication between a computer server associated with the Trump campaign and one associated with Alpha Bank. Alpha Bank is a large Russian bank. It's considered to be closely linked to the Russian President Vladimir Putin.
Meanwhile, Hillary was the one with the secret server. This hoax was just a distraction from her own crime. This whole time, Sussman's firm was billing the Clinton campaign for all this dirty work. So the indictment describes efforts to find or create a, quote, narrative tying Trump to Russia. But the cyber guys working with Crooked's lawyer knew the material didn't tie Trump to Russia. They admitted over email it was a red herring. It was spoofed, they said. But instead, the operatives spruced up the docs and the lawyer fed the fake material to the FBI anyway. The FBI opened one of several investigations into Trump because of this crap, wasted the FBI's valuable time, money, and manpower, and triggered a swirl of suspicion and investigative controversy surrounding Trump unfairly, which ultimately led to the Mueller investigation, which, as we know, found no collusion. And the FBI knew early on the material they were being fed didn't add up. But they doctored evidence and kept using dirty informants to spy on the Trump campaign and undermine his presidency. That was the insurance policy in action. So the bottom line, Clinton's lawyer lied to the FBI to cover up the fact that Clinton was the one cooking up the fake Trump-Russia collusion story. The CIA knew it. Obama and Biden were briefed on it, but they all went along with the hoax. So what's next? Let's go to host of Life, Liberty, and Levin, the great one, as they call him, Mark Levin. All right, Mark, your analysis of the Durham indictment.
My analysis of the Durham indictment is that Hillary Clinton is Mr. Big in the middle of all this. And so my question would be for Mr. Durham, have you dragged Hillary Clinton in front of your grand jury yet or not? Because enough is enough. This Clinton campaign, through this law firm, was so thoroughly corrupt, using its money to create false evidence against Donald Trump, connecting him to Russia. And then she would go out there and talk about how Donald Trump was bought and paid for by Russia. She had Pelosi do it. The Democrats were all tap dancing and pushing the same issue. They're friends in the media. So really, what does this come down to? You hammered it well on the FBI. That Hillary Clinton has always been corrupt. She's always been a liar. And she's still corrupt, and she's still a liar, and she's never been held to account. She needs to be brought in front of the grand jury. That's number one. Number two.
They're political tools, Carl, or Tucker. They're just doing it now because Biden has become a liability. They thought they could put him in and safely hold the White House and get their agenda in play, and now he has become impossible. He's not only screwed up all the political and domestic issues that you mentioned, but now he's made us the one thing Americans won't tolerate, a weak, pathetic-looking thing on the world stage. And that's not something even the Democrats are going to put up with. The problem is they hate Kamala Harris as much as the rest of us do, and they don't want to put her in. So they're stuck between a rock and a hard place. And unfortunately, that's going to hurt the United States as much as it's going to hurt them.
Yeah, I haven't asked her husband. I've never met anybody who likes Kamala Harris fans. Maybe they're out there. I haven't met them. Jim, great to see you. Thank you so much.
And NASA, when it got started in 1958, that thing was an extension of the CIA. So it's been in that elitist status ever since day one, and I have personally dealt with that stuff, and it's a nasty bunch of people. And they don't give a hoot about us at all. Nasty bunch of people. They don't give a hoot about us at all.